Hello, everyone. My name is Paulina Forzan, and today we're going to be talking about international business and the importance of language. In the world we live in today, the economy is largely based globally. In the ever-growing economy, many companies are on the constant prowl to expand and grow their business. Typically, with this need for growth, many companies go across seas to expand their market. This raises the question of language. When companies decide to expand their market into different countries, language is at the core of the decision. As a company, one must contemplate the risks and pros in regards to language. Does the company stay within their comfort language and hire translators to conform to the market, their business, or should English be the universal form of language, as it would pose an easier transaction with other countries? This topic has been up for debate for many years now as businesses try to expand to other territories different from their own. Like most debates, there are two sides to every discussion. The advantage of different languages. According to Bishop's Trends, having the ability to communicate in different languages will put a company at an advantage for potential growth and expansion. It separates companies among their competition, and the company is more likely to be successful. A proficient company will look at the top 10 most common languages and try to master communication in several of these. The top 10 languages that are most popular are 1. Chinese, 2. Spanish, 3. English, 4. Hindi, 5. Arabic, 6. Portuguese, 7. Bengali, 8. Russian, 9. Japanese, and 10. Javanese. The list is meant to tailor a business to be successful in whatever new territory that they decide to expand to. It is important for a company contemplating to expand that they are well aware of the language that they are entering into. According to Language Insight, communication plays an important role in international business, and sometimes effective communication could be the difference between succeeding or failing in a new market. Language at its core is very important when it comes to communication. As a business that is willing to expand, the form of communication is the biggest factor in the decision-making process. Culture varies country to country. It is crucial that a company understands that the culture where it comes from to being successful in the country of their selection. Language plays a very big part in the concept of culture. Culture influences how the language is spoken depending on the region. The language can carry different tones and dialects that can essentially change the meaning of a basic translation. In the process of translating one language to the other, there can be many discrepancies when it comes time to express what is trying to be communicated. The success rate of communication between the languages will be what makes or breaks a company when they decide to expand into a different territory. If this can all be done proficiently, the business is likely to be successful in the country of their choice. The advantage of English as a universal language. When conducting international business, barriers such as language can make or break a business. The idea of a globalized language has been around for a very long time, and it has posed a way of thinking for many big companies. Many find it important to adopt the language in which the company is conducting business in. However, many may argue that while it is important, it may not always be necessary. In the age of the internet, international business has boomed quite a bit, making it easy for businesses to expand without leaving their home country. This has raised the idea more recently that the use for knowing different languages is important, but may not always be needed. According to the Harvard Business Review, many companies have adopted English as their main form of communication. This switch in thinking has taken companies by storm as they now not only made it their main form of communication, but also required all employees to adopt this idea as well in order for the business to be successful. The idea has set a safety net for many companies as they should not only rely on their native language, but be proficient in English in order to be successful. In the likelihood of communicating with others, there's a higher chance that the communication will take place in English and not in their native language. This proposes the idea that a company may be ahead of their competition. This ideology poses a need for language strategies that will cause a company to be more successful in all markets. Harvard Business Review states, to survive and thrive in a global economy, companies must overcome language barriers, and English will almost always be the common ground. In conclusion to all of this, In the global market that we live in today, a company must create a strategy that best fits their market and target market of expansion. Depending on the services a company has to offer, both arguments can fit or distort their service. This idea of globalized language could be a good idea, but poses threats to those that would like to remain true to their language and expand into different languages as they go. As a company, it is their decision what route is the better, most successful route for their business plan. Imposing one language on the entire global market may or may not succeed. However, when expanding, it is important to keep in mind foreign languages and acclimate to the changes you are dealing with a different culture and different form of communication. All in all, a company should decide for themselves.